So I've been moving around some plants in this terrarium, and I also got some new plants. So I need to plant them and around and everything. But this isn't about plants, this is actually about crust gecko eggs. So I have two crust gecko eggs in the back of here, and I know that those two crust gecko eggs are about to hatch in a week or so, or maybe a little bit longer. And what I'm going to do is they're in the very back, and it's kind of dry and weird back there, and I'm scared that if they hatch I won't really be able to see them, and I know they're going to hatch soon, and it's pretty problematic that they're back there. So I'm going to remove this tank, I'll put it out in my bed, I will get my tweezers, I'm going to remove the eggs even though they've been incubating for a while, and then I'm going to bury them. But here's proof that the eggs will do well in here. We have an egg right there behind, right down here. So I was just checking up real quick on Darwin's eggs, and they have been incubating in here since she laid them. And the difference between Darwin's eggs and these eggs is that I'll be moving those after they've already been sitting for a while, which is pretty sketch, and that's not good. But at the same time, it's not good that the mother would eat them, and I'm kind of worried that I wouldn't realize that they're in there, especially since they're so far back. Now, there's also 4 other eggs that are incubating in here, and I know where those are, but those weren't laid 2 months ago, so I know that I have time before those will hatch. And then there's another 2 eggs that are also Darwin's eggs, and they're in here. And I'm thinking that I might move those as well, because I'm worried that if they hatch in here, I won't see that they've hatched, and then they'll be in here for a while or something along the lines of that. So I'm not going to move those right now, but I removed some of the botanicals in this little 5-gallon tank, so then if I want to move those, I can. So basically what's happening is I might be leaving for like a week, and my dad will be watching over everything, and I don't expect him to check the cabinet, and I don't expect him to see the babies necessarily. So in the case of that, if they're in this tank, I think they're safest from anything, and he'll definitely notice them and whatnot. So I just have this right here, and I'm just going to put them right next to the surface, just right there in that hole. And I'll be very careful with them. I won't let them roll or anything. And like I said, I'll use the tweezers, which will be good. Then I'll put this leaf litter over them and everything. I'm going to plant this piece of ivy real quick somewhere in this tank. And then I'll go ahead and put the eggs in there. And then when they hatch, and it's nice and moist in here, perfect for the eggs, as you saw, and everything will be doing well. So there isn't isopods in here as far as I'm aware, but there are lots of springtails, like a lot of springtails, and they'll clean everything up and keep everything good. So that's what's going on here. What happened is there was actually this plant over here in that tank, and I didn't realize, sorry, that one, it's a cutting. I didn't realize how moist it was, and I think I can save it. So I moved it over here where there was another one that I removed from this tank because I am giving it to somebody. This is pretty interesting. I bet she is laying more eggs right at the moment, because look at her. I hadn't seen her for a while. I was wondering where she went. So right now the soil's really moist, but there should be eggs right here, and there should be some under here as well, down there. And I started watering them twice a day, but it's kind of concerning because I'm kind of making the bottom go stagnant, which is bad. But here you can see an ivy plant. It's doing really, really well here, which is kind of amazing because, oh, it goes all the way down there. Cool. Anyway, it's for some reason doing amazing, and all the other ones didn't make it. So I'm hoping that I can get these ones to do well. I know it's kind of confusing on this green blanket, or green towel. But then I have another one over there growing on my tree. So, oh, she's come up. Hey, girl. I wonder if she laid eggs. It's been, let's see, it's the 12th. She laid those eggs on the 18th, which means that, no, that's wrong. She laid them before that. So yeah, she should be laying eggs right now. what happened was who were they? These guys over here, those babies, two of these babies in here, there's 3 right now, hatched out on, man, I'm getting super confused. The 3rd one hatched out on the 18th, so then it's the 12th. So within this week, I would think that we would have more baby geckos down here. So I'm gonna move some stuff around and see if I can find those eggs, and if I can, then I will move them to the place right here. But I was just working on rearranging and making this look a little bit nicer. But it's a very pothos-filled terrarium, but now it has a nice piece of English ivy that seems to be doing well, and also a little bit of wandering Jew. And then I'm trying to get some creeping Jenny to grow as well, which is this small leafed plant. But there's Teddy, just coming on out. Look at her fat belly. Looks like she's probably trying to lay eggs, which is funny because she laid the bigger babies, Chris and Finnick, which are their names now, under that piece of, there's a half coconut or a quarter coconut back there, which I collected in Florida. And she laid the eggs under them, and then I eventually took out the eggs, but I'm guessing that she's going to dig under it again. That's the problem. That thing shifts up and down, so the eggs are actually kind of in that, like sitting in it. So that's why I'm worried about them. And they won't get as wet as this, so I'm kind of worried that it's kind of too dry back there. So, I mean, not that eggs should be this wet. This is really, really wet. So that's a problem, because I still need to spray her down, but I need to make sure less gets to the substrate, so however that works. Okay, so while Teddy is exploring the room, I found the eggs. They are completely uncovered, and you can very faintly see nothing. So I will get a light and then you'll see. Okay, so there you guys go. Unfortunately, I cannot show you, but they're to the left, as you can see, but I can't really point to them with my tweezers. I don't think my tweezers would. There we go. So they're right there, down here, and they're already uncovered, as you can see. There's one, and there's the other. So I'm just going to take them out just as they are. As you can see, actually, you can't really see very much going on here, but this coconut piece is shifting upward, and especially as she gets under it, it's going to shift, and they're going to rotate and fall as it goes, which is not good for them. So I will just take them out. You can see them pretty easily down there. I'll just take them out, plop them in the other tank. They'll do well. Now Teddy's hanging out over there. Okay, so as some of you probably expected, I screwed up a little bit. First of all, one egg is ginormous, and the other one's tiny. So either they're both fertile, or the smaller one is infertile and it hasn't grown. But I think one's just absolutely freaking massive, which is great and fine, and everything's fine, except I dropped it. I dropped it in the tank, so it rotated for sure. And I think I got it the right way up, but I'm not sure. So if it doesn't hatch, then screw me, like goodness. So I'm gonna put dirt over them, and then I'll put the leaves over them, just like a tiny little layer of dirt. Well, the other one should be fine as long as it is fertile, which I don't know why it would still be there if it isn't. So, I mean, I don't know why it would just sit there for months and then go bad. That doesn't make sense to me. So generally, if they're there, then I assume that they're fertile, but I'm pretty sure I got that the right way up. Good news. The egg that I dropped, completely fine. The egg that I didn't drop was in fact infertile. It just never hatched. I cut it open, nothing ever developed, and I can say that because I've talked about one hatching and one being infertile for like a while now, and I did a video about the infertile egg like ages ago, because this was filmed, I want to December, I think, of 2020. I think it was December 12th, I want to say, of 2020. So that was the day all of this was filmed. And it is currently March 20th of 2021. And what that means is that it's spring break, which means that I can actually edit some videos and then I won't be dead tired in all of my videos. Speaking of, I fell asleep while editing this, so I really hope that it's all right. Like I don't know. I'm not trying to make myself sound like anything, but I did in fact fall asleep, and that's been happening a lot, just because I worked on assignments all day, and it's super late at night, and I'm just really tired. But spring break's a thing. I'm gonna sleep for a while, try to catch up on some sleep. I won't have homework assignments for a solid week. I am beyond joy and excitement about that, as you can see from my very excited demeanor. Also, good news, like I said, the other one does hatch, and it's not like massive, but it did hatch, and it is doing well. I don't know, it's kind of small actually. I don't know, it hasn't grown a whole lot for some reason, even though other ones seem to have, so that's strange, but I'll talk about that as things go on and stuffs. But yeah, that's this video. I kind of went on about different things, but basically I moved some eggs over because I went on a trip, and that was at the end of December, so I did go on a trip, but it's over now, so yeah, that was really fun. I don't want to talk about it too much because that's frowned upon right now because of stuffs. So that is what's going on. I hope you guys enjoyed. Oh, you can move eggs. That's what I was saying. I don't think that it matters. So there's things that, like certain eggs of certain species of animals, that'll really hurt them if you if you move the eggs. But with crested geckos, I watched this one video. I watched this one video where the guy's like, it doesn't even matter, and he like was rolling around an egg in his hand, and he was like, yeah, this thing's gonna hatch. So with this case, it did hatch, and this was after like a long while of incubating, and it even took a while after this to hatch. Like, it didn't hatch as soon as I expected, neither did the other eggs I was talking about in the video. And then I have recently, when I took down Darwin's tank, which is the thing that's happening, because pretty soon you'll get the videos out about the new crested gecko enclosures. Anyway, I totally rolled 2 eggs, and like completely, I was digging the dirt out, and I found 2 eggs which I didn't know were there, and I like completely rolled them without paying any attention to what was going on. And I have them in the incubator now, and they've been growing. Like, the eggs have been growing, which eggs do that, and they've been getting bigger, and I'm pretty positive, like, I have no doubt that they're gonna hatch. So that's kind of an interesting thing, that it doesn't really matter a whole lot as much as you might be concerned about. So there's that, and I wouldn't like throw away an egg or anything. Certainly wouldn't throw away an egg or anything if you accidentally rolled it, because it's probably gonna hatch anyway if it's a crested gecko egg. I don't know about other eggs, but I know that crested gecko eggs, I don't think it matters a whole lot, but I'll kind of see and be more confident in that if these 2 eggs do hatch, which I think they will. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you happen to, leave a like down below and subscribe for future content. In the next couple videos, I have to, like, there's a lot of videos that I need to edit that I can't edit at 12 o'clock at night, because this video was like 12 minutes long and I fell asleep like 4 times. I can't edit like the 30-minute long videos that I actually want to be good. So I mean, I want all my videos to be good, but these videos are easier to edit than something like the bearded dragon build that happened before this video was filmed, or a weighing video, or the crested gecko builds, like the things that are coming up, that stuff. I need to get all that edited while I can do it like during the daytime when I'm awake. So I need to do that. So subscribe for that and leave a comment. I promise I'll get to comments I haven't within like the last 3 weeks because I haven't gotten to anything in the last 3 weeks, certainly not sleep. So I will be answering comments probably tomorrow. I should answer comments tomorrow. I'm so excited for tomorrow. I'm going to sleep all day. It's going to be amazing. I'm so excited. So I hope you enjoyed. Have a great day.